Hi, here's my brother and I in front of Ponticello'S restaurant. A little history about Ponticello'S. It opened originally in 1954 at the corner of McLaren and Goodfellow. And Angela started the restaurant, and he eventually moved with his, I think it was his brother Vito, to the current location. Here we're standing right here. And Ed, what kind of memories do you have of Ponticello'S restaurant here in Spanish Lake?
Oh, well, we come here a lot as families on Fridays or Saturdays, and then as we were growing up, we had a lot of friends who worked here. And friend John, in particular, we'd call him up and say, "Hey, John, could you make us a pizza?" And then he'd make us one and pass it out the window to us.
Don't tell the owners that.
Well, it's closed now, so I don't think it matters anymore. But and that was 40 years ago, so I don't think it's. I think the statute of limitations has run out on John's crimes. But yeah, we ate a lot of spaghetti here. It was a fun place to come. Good food, good people, and kind of the heart of Spanish Lake right here. It was the stomach of Spanish Lake. Let's put it that way.
And then they used to have a blacksmith shop right across the street here, and right next door was a veterinarian's place where we used to take our dog, and now it's the firehouse. But there are a lot of good memories here. If you go right down Spanish Pound Road, that's where you go to Spanish Lake. Mm-hmm. And we've been there several times before. We just had our Spanish Lake picnic not too long ago. Well, it was just last Saturday. It's always fun to get together with people you grow up with, seeing where they're at, talk about their kids, and now we're talking about their grandkids.
This is where Brown and Brown started, right here.
Well, not right here. This is Ponticello'S.
In Spanish Lake.
In Spanish Lake.
A lot of clients still live here. Right. Shout out to our clients.
Well, we're going to keep on moving. Now, next stop is going to be Aloha Skating Rink. So let's go to Aloha Skating Rink, which has been closed for probably about 20 years. But they used to be a major hangout, so.
We're going to go any place that's still open?
Hopefully. There'll be a couple. Maybe we should buy the restaurant and open it up here.
Yeah, our next location.
All right, Aloha Skating Rink, here we come. If you've been hurt on the job, you probably realize by now you're not dealing with your employer, but rather with their insurance company.
At Brown & Brown, we'll make sure that you get the proper medical care, lost wages, and a lump sum settlement.
At Brown & Brown, we've handled thousands of workers' compensation claims. We have offices in Missouri and Illinois. So if you've been hurt on a job, call us for free. In Missouri, dial all 3s. In Illinois, dial all 8s. And always remember, at Brown & Brown, if you can't come to us,
we'll come to you.
Hi, here my brother Ed and I are here in front of Aloha Skating Rink, right here at the corner of Pattern and Parker in Spanish Lake. And in 1973, Aloha Skating Rink opened, and it was the place to be, especially for junior high school students. It was the first time I think I ever held hands with a girl.
And the last time.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I got in a fight up here one time. I do remember that. This guy Jimmy was bothering a friend, and I wanted to be gallant. The guy come to her rescue, and I got socked on the chin for my troubles. But I learned to fight after that. Now I do my fighting in the courtroom, so come on.
Wasn't there a time we used to have boxing gloves? And you used to
yeah, we'd come up here and we'd box.
Have boxing gloves, believe it or not. There were a lot of people up there in Spanish Garden Apartments, and they used to come on down here, and they had nothing else to do, and except they wanted to fight.
They were a lot meaner than we were.
Yes, they were.
They wouldn't fight with their fists.
Yes. So we finally just said, why not bring some boxing gloves? And we had boxing matches right here in the parking lot during Friday and Saturday nights. Yeah. But what do you remember inside Aloha? Did you ever actually pay to get in?
Just remember the music. It was lots of that 70s Leonard Skinner and of course Fleetwood Mac and Boston. Everybody had the same music at the time, over and over. Hell, they still play the same music on the radio. I mean, it hasn't changed hardly much.
I do remember the admission, I believe, was 75 cents to get in, which is pretty steep a price to pay for when you're a 13-year-old kid and what you did for a living was cutting grass, and you get $1.50 for cutting a lawn.
Sodas were a quarter, 50 cents.
And how much was a pack of cigarettes, Ed?
It was 55 cents.
55 cents?
Yeah. Gallon of gas was probably about the same, 40, 50 cents. It was a long time ago.
Well, goodbye Aloha Skating Rink. Next stop is going to be Jamestown Mall. We're not going to go to each and every place that's abandoned though, are we?
Seems that way. Just need to find a thriving concern. Maybe hit the high schools.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. People still going to school.
Hazelwood Central, here we come. But first we're going to go to Jamestown Mall, where
All right.
we had a good hangout. Now, before we go to Jamestown Mall, anything you remember from there, or you want to wait until we get there?
Yeah, let's talk about it when we get there.
All right, Jamestown Mall, here we come.
Off we go.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, I know what you're probably thinking. Perhaps I can deal with the insurance company on my own. But remember, the insurance company has a staff of professionals working for them. You should have a staff of professionals working for you. At Brown & Brown, we'll make sure your car is fixed right, make sure you get a rental, and make sure you get better.
In Missouri, dial all threes, 333-3333. In Illinois, dial all eights, 888-8888.
And at Brown & Brown, if you can't come to us,
We'll come to you.
Hi, here we are in front of Jamestown Mall. Jamestown Mall opened, I guess it was around 1973 if I'm not mistaken. And I do remember we used to ride the bus from Parker and Bell Fountain right there by Ponticello'S Pizza all the way to Jamestown Mall. They used to charge a quarter. And Ed, what memories do you have of Jamestown Mall?
Well, you had the Aladdin's Castle here. That was the pinball place. It had small machines, and I think they only give you 2 plays for a quarter, so it was a bit of a ripoff. And yeah, most of the big stores, Famous was here, and Sears, and that was a fun place for a kid to run around. You know, malls are, you meet your other friends, and you have it's a social place to hang out. Before the internet, before you had a phone that you could meet people with, you would meet them at the mall. That was how we did it.
And a lot of people, our friends, were employed at Jamestown Mall. Sticksbeer and Fuller, which became Dillard's, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
Famous became Macy's.
And to be the person that worked at Aladdin's Castle, boy, that was a
good one. Camelot Music too. That was a
that's
good
right.
place to. You get all your. Back then it was albums, cassettes. Cassettes were just coming in. Still had 8-track tapes.
Reel to reel. Did you ever?
Nah, you want to buy music on reel to reel, but.
Wasn't Camelot Music more expensive than Peaches?
Yeah, it was. You had a mall tax. Everything was more expensive here. It was $1 or $2 more. So, you know, they had to pay the real estate mortgage. So you don't build these big buildings for free. That's how it works.
They had a lot of restaurants here too. One I remember is Jack's or Better, and that's the one where they gave you all the peanuts you could eat. So we'd go in there, order a Coke and maybe a little morsel of food, and we'd just sit there and munch down on peanuts, and then you threw them all on the floor. Of course, the waitress would get a nice quarter tip at the time.
Yeah, and you had a place with hot chocolate chip cookies.
Oh,
They're all melted. That was good stuff. Yeah.
But many
that
fond
was our
memories.
drug of choice, was chocolate.
Chocolate. Many memories here. It's closed since about, I'd say, 2.5 years ago. And
Well, closed. It's been closing for a decade or more.
But we just were talking with some fellow there, and he's the curator, I guess you could say, and he said that perhaps a car got swallowed by
A big hole in the parking lot, yeah. So don't park your car here. Not a good idea.
Well, hopefully they'll find
Might
something.
find it at the bottom of a ditch.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll find something else that we can put here, and there'll be a thriving business. Ed?
I'm not driving all the way up here anymore.
No?
Those days are gone.
Oh.
Not taking the bus either.
I do remember a quarter for a bus, and that was
Yeah, I do
recent.
remember that. Yeah, that's
And
true.
I mean, just to have 50 cents, that was a quarter was 2 games at Aladdin's Castles.
Yeah,
And
right.
quit shaking the machines, for goodness sakes, and don't tilt the machine.
you could hit up the little kids for money too, shake them down.
And the other one thing I remember about Aladdin's Castle, they did have a air hockey, and what these derelicts would do is put their socks in the holes so that the ball would never actually go through. So
Play all day. Yeah, well, they finally shut it off after a few minutes. They
all of a
got
sudden,
wise to that one.
the guy was like, "Hey, what's going on here? Why don't you have socks on?"
Yeah.
Of course, I would never admit to something like that, but a lot of good memories at Jamestown Mall.
Yeah.
And from here, what do you think? Hazelwood Central?
Well, drive somewhere and
We-
you'll see us. So
Yes.
you'll know when you see us. We'll keep it a surprise.
No, that's true. Let's keep it a skip what I just said. Next stop
Erase.
is going to be where there are human beings in the establishment. We assure you of that, okay?
We shall see.
All right.
It'll be a surprise.
Bye for now. If you've been hurt on a job or hurt in an auto accident, I probably know what you're thinking. Maybe I can deal with the insurance company on my own. But remember, the insurance companies have a staff of professionals working for them. You should have a staff of professionals working for you.
Missouri, dial all 3s, 333-3333. In Illinois, dial all 8s, 888-8888.
And at Brown & Brown, if you can't come to us,
We'll come to you.
hi, here we are in front of Hazelwood Central High School. And the original Hazelwood High School was where Kirby and Hazelwood East Middle School is right now on Dunn Road. This was established in 1966. And my brother Ed actually went here. Tell us a little bit about that.
And they had split sessions back then. You'd go from 6 in the morning until 12:30, and then the next group would come in from Hazelwood West, and they'd go from 12:30 till whenever. And the buses would pick us up at 5:30 in the
Oh
morning.
my gosh.
And a lot of times we'd still be sleeping, and we'd hear the bus coming down Bayonne, and then we'd get up, throw on some clothes, run out there just in time to hop on the bus. So it was a pretty impossible situation. I mean, trying to get a bunch of kids up at 5:30 in the morning are tough deal.
They had a smoking area for you guys back then. It's kind of
Yeah.
odd for younger people.
Hard to believe. Yep, they had a smoking area, and everything was a lot looser then. It was the 70s. People were, it was coming out of the 60s. 60s didn't hit St. Louis until the 70s.
That's a good point. That's a
So,
good observation.
Kind of how it went.
And what other memories do you have of this school anyway? That's the auditorium right there.
Big place, just a giant. It's like a college campus, just a huge school, and I guess it's still pretty big. So.
I am a true Spartan for Hazelwood East from 76 to 80, and the Hawks were our rivalries, I guess you could say. And I know it's kind of dumb now, but back then, we don't like people from Hazelwood Central, even though we went to junior high school together, for goodness sakes. But now that they're at Central, we're not supposed to like them for whatever reason. But no,
Geographically challenged.
no, that's true. Like on one side of the highway would be Riverview, and the other side of the highway would be Hazelwood East. And here you have, these boundaries have changed quite often. I remember Blackjack and Whitney Chase, they went to Hazelwood East with us, but now I think it's Hazelwood Central, if I'm not mistaken.
Very possible. The river's not far from here. The Missouri River is just right up that way.
There's a park near here, Sue Patch's Park.
Yeah.
We used to hang out there quite often.
That was
That's
a
where
fun
the
place
river
to
is,
go.
yes.
Yep, that's where the river
And they had
is.
the oldest tree in St. Louis back there. And I don't know if it's still around or not, but how do you know which is the oldest tree in St. Louis?
Yeah, cut
come
it down and count the rings.
on. Get out the chainsaw. But beautiful day here, and a lot of kids right in here. I shouldn't say kids, students studying hard, trying to better themselves.
And if any of them get into trouble, call Brown & Brown.
Oh, wait a second. Hopefully nobody gets in trouble, but I don't think there are any smoking areas around here anymore, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, those days are done.
But no, I'm sure there's skipping classes, and that still goes on. Fond memories, though. How many years did you go split session? Was it one or
just
two?
One.
One was enough?
Yeah, that was plenty.
And how many days did you miss school that day, getting up at 5:30 in the morning?
How many days did I go? That's a better way to look at it.
I was deprived because my mom would be yelling at them, get up, get to school. And here I have to wake up too. And I was like, geez, our school doesn't start until about, 8 o'clock, a normal time. But I do remember them getting on their clothes real quick, you and my brother Bill, and they just go running out, hop on the bus.
We'd hear it coming down the street. We'd literally get up, throw on some clothes, and run out and catch the bus.
But my mom's screaming, yelling.
Well, she didn't want to drive us there. It was a long drive, Spanish Lake.
But I just remember that to this day. Get up, get up! Oh my goodness! And then you get going.
We'd get here one way or another, and we'd sleeping on our desk in the first period.
Would they? I guess the teachers really didn't blame you, did they?
You know, like I said, it was a looser time. We made it through somehow. Somehow or another, we got through it.
Well, adios from Hazelwood Central High School, and I would say go Hawks. I'll say a little bit midline. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, I probably know what you're thinking. Maybe I can deal with the insurance company on my own. But remember, insurance companies have a staff of attorneys working for them. You should have a staff of attorneys working for you. At Brown & Brown, we'll make sure your car is fixed right, make sure you get a rental car, and make sure you get the proper medical care.
In Missouri, dial all 3s, 333-3333. In Illinois, dial all 8s, 888-8888.
And at Brown & Brown, if you can't come to us,
We'll come to you.
Rosary High School, now called Trinity, where the rich kids got to go to school. And we didn't pay for school. We went to the public school, but the parents who had the dough would send their kids to the local Catholic high school. And it was a good school. I had a lot of friends who went here. We, the Rosary kids were always a little different, a little better dressed, a little better spoken, a little higher class, I think.
the studies were a lot more
rigorous.
Yes, I agree with
Yeah.
that. And a lot of friends we grew up with, they went here, and my mom, we asked her once, she said, well, why didn't we go to Our Lady of Loretto, which is right behind us, and Rosary? And she said we couldn't afford it at the time. So
Yeah, 4 boys would have been a lot of money. Couldn't really swing it. The nice thing about going to a Catholic school as opposed to a public school is they got more holidays.
Oh, that's true.
Every Saint's Day was a holiday, and they got off earlier than we did. We had to go into June, they got off in May. But I think they started earlier, if I remember. They started in August, we started in September. So,
I did go to
some advantages.
I did go to Rosary's senior prom in 1980, and so we had so many friends. And actually, you know what I did once, and I shouldn't. Well, statute of limitations has expired, but anyway, one day a good friend of mine, Matt, and I decided to go on a field trip with Rosary, just out of the blue. So they had an all-day field trip, and we just went on in there. It was right out of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. These teachers were like, "Who are you? Are you with us?" And we said, "We are now." And they didn't mind. So we went, I forgot where it was. It was I think it was like to a convent or something like that. And we rode the bus and everything else, and people were like, "Who are these people?" And then the next day I had to write an excuse at Hazelwood East, and my mom would just write an excuse. He went to a Catholic field trip, and that worked just fine.
The other thing is, too, they had to buy their books,
That's
which
true.
we had everything issued to us, but they had to pay for everything. And their track was never as nice. Their track was cinders. Ours was that nice spongy material that you could jog on. But I'd still come over here and run because it was close to home.
And the team name is the Rebels.
Rosary Rebels.
Yes.
Don't know what Trinity's team name is.
You think they changed it?
They combined 3 schools.
Oh, that's
I think
right.
Aquinas and That's why it's Trinity. And I don't know what name they use now, but Running Rebels of Rosary, good folk, good soccer team. I think they were state champs one year.
1980.
Yeah,
the
they were
year I
state
graduated.
champs. Yeah,
And
very good soccer team.
the other thing is, from our house,
Pretty girls too. Had a lot of pretty girls at Rosary. Yeah.
well, we could hear the football games from Rosary at our house. I always remember I'd be walking around.
Yeah, if the wind was right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, if the wind was right. So we had St. Jude's Hall right there, and we used to go to dances there all the time.
That's right.
And we had teenage dances, and I remember you had to be in high school, and I would try to go at 8th grade, but I was so short and looked so young, they would never allow me to get in, which is kind of, but all my buddies would all go right in.
Remember the name of any of the bands? Adrastus was one of them.
Adrastus.
Adrastus, yes.
I do remember Ambrosia played at Kirby Junior High School, which I thought was unusual. And their first album, trivia question, who produced their first album?
You tell me.
Alan Parsons.
Alan Parsons Project.
Yes.
Yep. All right.
Well, anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to show you Our Lady of Loretto and our old elementary school. And we're going to walk a long way, so just bear with us, okay?
Can we just turn the camera
Of
on?
course, that was a joke.
Okay, gotcha.
If you've been injured in a car wreck, I know what you're probably thinking. Perhaps I can deal with the insurance company on my own. But remember, the insurance company has a staff of professionals working for them. You should have a staff of professionals working for you. At Brown & Brown, we'll make sure your car is fixed right, make sure you get a rental, and make sure you get better.
In Missouri, dial all 3s, 333-3333. In Illinois, dial all 8s, 888-8888.
And at Brown & Brown, if you can't come to us,
We'll come to you.
oh, that was a long walk, Ed.
I'm exhausted.
My goodness. So what we have behind us is Our Lady of Loretto. And if you look far in the background, that's our old elementary school, Twillman Elementary School. And you have any memories of Loretto or Twillman?
Well, we went to Saturday. We had a
Okay.
catechism in the morning and learned all kinds of songs about Jesus and God and you name it, Catholic Church.
Kumbaya, my Lord.
Yeah.
Those are the happy days of the Catholic Church where
Guitar,
Vatican
zinga,
II.
zinga, 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 zing. Guitar masses. Yeah, they would have those.
but every Saturday we'd have to go from like
Father
9 to
Galis
noon.
was
Yes.
the head, yeah.
Father Geck and Father Galis.
Right.
I used to serve Mass there, and they were good priests, they really were. For our catechism class, we had to go from 9 till noon. And on Saturday, and I mean to tell you, on a Saturday, everybody else was out playing, having a great time, and here we are, had to go to catechism.
Saturday mornings were all about cartoons.
Yes.
And we didn't get to watch the good cartoons.
Scooby-Doo
Terrible.
missed us.
The Archies. Yeah, it's terrible.
So anyway, I did cut class once. I felt kind of guilty about it. But other than that, I actually went. Now, Twillman, of course, we went there from 1st grade to 6th grade. And we already told you all our teachers. You still remember them? I still remember them. And
Oh, yeah.
they had a good group of people there. They really did. And
Yep.
they molded us into the young men, well, older men that we are right now.
Yep. That's the nature of life. Time moves in one direction only. And here we are.
Later in 19... all these years later.
Long ago.
Oh, and one more thing I'd like to point out. If you look all the way down there at the house there, that's the, what was the name of that house?
Homestead.
The old homestead, but that was who owned that house? It's called the Old Homestead Restaurant.
Sure. It was one of the founders, Twillman or Larimore, one of
Is
those
it
folks.
Twillman or
Yeah.
Larimore or somebody like that? But if you look all the way down there, you'll see, and they used to have a chicken restaurant in there.
Home style. We're bringing big plates of food, corn, roast beef, gravy.
$3.99. I always remember you could get a meal there.
What a deal. Bring the
Well-
whole family.
Yes, well, not the whole family.
Well,
The other one by Larimore School was, what what was the chicken place? Charlie Chicken?
Charlie Chicken.
That was 99 cents. You could get 4 pieces of chicken, coleslaw, and a drink, I think, for 99 cents. It was right next to Northdale Market.
Northdale. Coldest sodas in town, Northdale.
That's right. Yeah.
Make your fillings hurt.
What is a
Drink 'em.
knee-high soda? I remember it was a quarter
Get that.
for a big orange knee-high soda. I don't know if knee-high is
RC,
still.
all those brands that they don't make anymore.
And across the street they had the Larimore lawnmower shop.
Yep, they did. Miller's Auto, I think it became.
And
Yep.
then
Now
and
it's
then,
a hair place.
And then Ice Chateau became the Jehovah Witnesses.
Yep.
So things change, but the more they change, the more they remain the same. What is that?
Living in memories.
Led Zeppelin song. If you've been injured in a car accident, I probably know what you're thinking. Maybe I can deal with the insurance company on my own.
We're the attorneys at Brown & Brown. Don't be a victim twice. To get your car fixed right, obtain a rental car, and get compensated for your injuries, you should have us working for you.
We have offices in Missouri and Illinois. So if you've been injured in a car accident, call us for free. In Missouri, dial all 3s. In Illinois, dial all 8s. And always remember, at Brown & Brown, if you can't come to us,
We'll come to you.
Hi, here we are near the intersection of Bellefontaine Road and Chambers, and behind us you can see the Dairy Queen. And this has been an institution in this North County for years and years and years.
It's been here a long time. You can't sit inside it anymore. You have to go up and order at the front. But it's good, you know, get some ice cream on a hot day. Can't beat Dairy Queen. Free plug.
I'd say it's been here for over about 50 years, and the blizzards are still very popular. And as you can see, it's raining on us, but just like it's raining on us now, well, I gotta put a plug in. Even if it's raining, if you can't come to us,
We'll come to you, and here we are.
But anyway, we're not far also away from Riverview High School, and we had a lot of friends at Riverview High School. And what would happen is 270 divided Glasgow Village and Bellefontaine neighbors from Spanish Lake. So we'd have a rivalry of some sort between Hazelwood East and Riverview, which is kind of ridiculous in a way, because the only thing that separated us was Highway 270, which separated us from Riverview and Bellefontaine neighbors from Spanish Lake.
Yeah, and if our parents had bought a house on this side instead of the other side, we'd be Riverview grads. So.
And what were their name?
Rams.
The Riverview Rams. So as we said when we were at Hazelwood Central, we kind of got a slow or a medium go Hawks. You want to
Go Rams.
go Rams. Not St. Louis Rams, the Riverview Rams.